The idea that there's state sanction behind a bill that has discriminatory consequences, I think, is something that gives essentially a green light to other people with those same types of views.
6 years since the Quebec City mosque attack, and many in the community still feel targeted because of their religion, with some pointing to Quebec's secularism law known as Bill 21, which bans some public servants in positions of authority from wearing religious symbols like a hijab while on the job as being part of that. But many say if the judgment shows the Quebec government can use the notwithstanding clause, how can minority rights be protected from future similar laws?
How do we call ourselves a country where we have the rule of law if the government can, because it feels like, write something down on a piece of paper, cite a clause in our charter that's supposed to protect people's rights and take them away?
Our Constitution and our charter was devised and ratified to protect the rights of Canadians, to make sure that the government didn't overstep those bounds. And so the notwithstanding clause can actually be used to kind of disregard those rights.
When you transform people into second-class citizens using the weight of the state and the rule of law, then what you're telling people is it is okay to treat them as lesser. And that is exactly what's happening.
A study done by the Association for Canadian Studies on the impact of Bill 21 reported within Jewish, Sikh, and Muslim communities, there was an overall decline in sense of acceptance as full-fledged members of Quebec society, but found the highest number among two groups, one of which Muslim women, hitting 80%.
You always, in a society, you always want to have a balance of power. You want to make sure that the population is protected against the government and that individual rights are respected and maintained.
All of us are a minority in one way or another. And so what we need are firm commitments, structural solutions to making sure that the notwithstanding clause can no longer be used to take minority rights away because it's popular.
Recently, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said he had the intention of contesting the preemptive use of the notwithstanding clause, meaning if a provincial government wanted to use it, they would have to pass it through the courts to render a decision on if the law would be constitutional, something Brown says will only delay the effects of the notwithstanding clause.
The fact that they would have to wait another 6 or 7 months for a decision to be rendered at the Superior Court doesn't really change the fact that minorities don't really have rights that are protected by the charter. They have permissions.
In Montreal, Felisha Adam, City News.